Deus ex machina, or God in the machine, refers to the literary and storytelling device where an unexpected, artificial, and often improbable solution to a problem is introduced in a story. This solution typically comes out of the blue and resolves a previously seemingly unsolvable or dire situation. The term has its origins in ancient Greek and Roman theatre, where actors portraying gods would be lowered onto the stage using mechanical devices, the machine, to intervene in the plot and bring about a resolution. More commonly, this phenomena is referred to as luck. Anytime a character figures something out miraculously, or where characters just so happen to reach the same place at the same time, despite nothing showing us how that came about, we can see the invisible work of divine intervention forcing these events. Luck forms a crutch for bad writing, where threads have become complicated, and the writer is now trying to bring things together or resolve things without putting in the effort to untangle the web they've made. The issue with Deus ex machina, or luck, is that they often lack the foreshadowing necessary to justify their inclusion. The solutions or problems appear without any prior hints or foreshadowing in the story, and their abrupt introduction can rob our characters of agency, as divine intervention renders any hard work they've done moot. It also hurts the reader experience, by disrupting our suspension of disbelief, as the internal consistency and logic of the world must be bent in order to integrate the luck. This also reduces the emotional investment of our reader, as there will be a diminished sense that the characters have actually earned their victory or defeat, and any point on from here feels hollow, preventing the readers connecting at a deeper level. Now, the extent to which you actually think luck exists in the world is up to you, but we can't deny that positive or negative coincidences do happen, and there are many occurrences that people would consider lucky. You may consider some things lucky, or everything simply being a result of good decisions made before you that gave you the space to believe in luck. Whatever you do believe, if this is something natural in the world, or at least we can agree coincidences are, how can we show it in our story, without looking like we're forcing the pieces together and playing God? So when having something that could be considered fortuitous happen to our character, like Indiana Jones not falling to his death in The Last Crusade when he falls through the floor, we need to make sure we balance this with skill and effort and established traits of the character. Indy is shown to be exceptionally strong, dexterous, and putting in a lot of effort up to this point in the story, so having a grain of luck almost feels earned. It doesn't pull us out of the story because we understand that he isn't successful simply because of luck, but because he has tried hard, learned, and needed just a touch of luck to get over the line. Sprinkling luck in this fashion on already powerful character elements can be used to raise the tension and stakes too, which is never a bad thing. Luck can also be included in the story if there are consequences as well, mostly bad but sometimes good. It's often said that heroes cannot be lucky in a good story, but the villain can. This is because when the villain luckily finds out some nugget of information that leads them to intercept or foil our hero's plans, it can feel like a challenge for our protagonists and can often teach them to be more careful in the future and learn from their mistakes. This also builds the intimidation of our villains. Hannibal Lecter certainly receives some luck to the level that we would consider to be unrealistic, but instead of taking away from the story, it serves to empower Clarice Starling to solve the murders as she realizes the scale and power of her adversary. Too much of this, of course, can diminish the story. Jürgen Wohler's impossible ability to transport to the hero's location, despite being shown in multiple situations to lack the capacity or knowledge to do so, undermines the story in The Dial of Destiny and makes it feel like our heroes are being rather overly lucky, as they are competing against the buffoon of an antagonist. We can also use luck as the triggering incident, and then explore its effects and moral dilemmas that can be produced. These sorts of stories, where people are in the right place at the right time and then get thrust into a world, are a great way to trigger events, and then work their way through the character's journey, how they apply their skills and learn new abilities to handle the situation once it's unfolded. Llewellyn Moss finding the money at the start of No Country for Old Men is a great example of luck triggering a moral journey with all the precarious consequences that evolve out of it. Jamal Malik having the questions go in his favour in Slumdog Millionaire is the luck that triggers the exploring of his story and allowing him to learn and grow as a person. Luck is present in most stories, especially as inciting incidents, but the more complex your story grows and the more webs you weave, the more careful you need to be about giving in to the temptation of intervening against the logic and established traits of your characters. The more you let luck play a role, the more you rob your characters of legitimate agency, and the harder it is for your reader to engage with the narrative and actors. Take time to plan your story, establish the rules clearly, make the flaws and skills of each character apparent, and then be strict. You will make a more satisfying and inspiring story as a result, one that reflects the real world where hard work, dedication, and ability are what make us successful, even if there is a pinch of luck involved too.